Hey everybody. Before we get into today's topic, I want to apologize for not posting for such a long time. I'm a graduate student, very busy in my studies. I'm also in the application process for my doctoral studies. I'm having a chamber symphony premiered this fall. I'm working on a piano concerto for a competition. Two recital programs of Soviet era Russian music, Rachmaninoff's Opus 39 Etudes, Tableau, and Prokofiev's Piano Sonata number 3. Lots of stuff. So, chamber opera. Yeah, but it's not an excuse. I'm going to post more regularly, and after going through all of the comments on my channel, I'm going to one of the criticisms that I get is that I'm kind of all over the place for topics, and that's a valid point because I cover so much. I've decided to kind of specialize more in composition. There are plenty of excellent pianists on YouTube who can explain piano technique much better than I can, and so I'll leave that to them, and I will focus more on composition. Some of the things that I've learned that you can't find anywhere on the internet. So I'm very excited to share that with you, and we're gonna start with. Oh, by the way, please comment in the comment section what you would like to have covered. If you're a university student and you need help on Schenkerian analysis or theory 1 through 4, whatever it is, just leave it in the comment section on what interests you. So let's get into today's topic. What three practices or habits can make you a better composer? Before we talk about those three things, I want to clear up a couple of misconceptions. Now, when I decided to double major as an undergraduate with piano performance and composition, one of the criticisms from friends who were not composers themselves, they said that I would become basically a mini-me of whatever professor I was studying with. Now, let me tell you right now that it is absolutely not true. And one of the practices I will explain will back that up. But you do not become a mini-me of the professor you're studying with, as long as they're a good professor, unless you have someone who's just telling you what notes to write, what pitches, and so forth. That might be different, but I was fortunate to study with some excellent professors from my undergraduate and my graduate degree. And then the other thing is the importance of music theory. Where it lies in the spectrum of the importance in becoming a composer. I was under the impression that knowing music theory was vital to becoming a composer, that I would apply that knowledge to my compositions. And actually what ended up happening is my knowledge of music theory enhanced my piano playing, not my composing. So the reason, which I find really interesting, in the words of Dr. Suter, one of my professors, he says that music theory is descriptive, not prescriptive. So what that means is that it can highlight patterns in history as to what was common in that period that reflect patterns in philosophy, religion, politics, science, literature, etc. And so if you're learning a Mozart sonata and you understand through music theory 2 the hierarchy of harmonies, that if it's a deceptive cadence, for instance, the dominant section, rather than going to 1, is going to go to 6, then you might highlight the 6th chord a little bit more. That's just one example. Non-chord tones with appoggiaturas and neighbor notes, etc. You might give special emphasis knowing what place they play in the time period that you're studying. So rather than helping with composing, it actually helped my piano playing much greater. Okay, so let's get into the 3 habits and practices that that help with becoming a better composer. Number one is score studying. Score studying is vital. It should be a daily practice for any composer. Right now I'm going through the Mahler symphonies. I just finished going through the Rite of Spring. And you can learn from the greats. You spend maybe an hour listening to the music, studying it in detail, making lots of notes as to if there's a chord, why did Sibelius overlap these instruments instead of having them assigned to the flute above the oboe? Well, it's because the oboe is in its weaker register, or whatever it is. You'll learn lots of little details like that studying the greats. Rimsky-Korsakov is fantastic. He even has a book on orchestration. It's up there somewhere. Any Tchaikovsky, just pick out a score that resonates with you, study it while listening to the music, and do that every day. The second thing, treat composing like a daily job. Now, I don't mean to de-romanticize the art of composing, but you need to clock in every day and produce music. You look at the work ethics of Brahms, Tchaikovsky, Beethoven, and you'll see that they sat down at their piano and sat there for X amount of hours every day. And that's what I try to do. I do that every afternoon. I work better in composing in the afternoon while I practice the piano in the morning, when my body is more vitalized, so I can work on the most difficult technical sections on piano for about 4 hours, 5 hours maybe, and then I spend the afternoon composing. And that's even if I don't produce a single note. Just sit there and improvise, write out something that's absolutely crappy. It doesn't matter. And that brings us to practice number 3, and that is to save everything. So even if you think this isn't going to be used for a commercial ad, save it anyways. You never know. I can't tell you how many pieces I have turned out to be awesome pieces. They stemmed from sketches that were complete garbage, or at least I thought so. So save everything, save them in a folder, label everything, and you never know when in the future you might be able to use those. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to hearing your feedback.